The following is a tutorial video on basic navigation around advising. In this video, we will show you how to access your Advisee list and how to use the information that you'll find on that list. Let's get started. In Workday, you'll want to go to the My Advisees app. You can get to that by either clicking on the Global Navigation menu in the top left corner, or you can go ahead and click on View All Apps. Next, you'll want to click into My Advisees, and then you'll click into Advisee Report. This report will list all of your advisees, and you can also see the total number in the top left-hand corner. Let's talk a little bit about the information that you'll find here on this report. One of the things that's really great about Workday here is that this is fully interactable. You can do things with the columns. You can see you've got your students' pictures. We list the academic record here in the next column. This will tell you what the student's major is, what program they're pursuing. In the next column, you'll see that we've listed programs of study. This shows not only their major, but also any other programs that they're associated with at Calvin, anything that they're completing work in order to finish. So you can see here that our first student is pursuing a bachelor's degree in history, and they also have a minor in global development studies. Our second student here is pursuing a bachelor's degree in economics, and you can see that they're a double major with a studio art major. One thing to keep in mind when you're looking at programs of study here is that whichever program is the student's primary program, that's the one that will have the initials behind it. So BA, BS, BCS, etc. That indicates the student's primary program. In the next column, we also show the student's Calvin email address. This can be helpful when you download the Excel list, which we'll talk about in a minute. You can also see the student's latest class standing here in this column, along with the date that we expect them to finish up the degree that they're pursuing, their expected completion date. This final column here introduces some new vocabulary. We talk about student cohorts. Cohort is a term that we use quite a bit in Workday. It's a way that we group students. So for example, students who are in the honors program are students who are participating in our Ready for Life Academy. We also use the language of cohorts when we're talking about advising. Student cohorts is how we assign advisees to their advisors. There are 4 primary types of advising that you may see listed in the student cohort column. The first is advising major. These are the students that you're used to seeing listed as a primary advisee. So you can see here in this case that this student has Becky Haney as an advisor for the major. Another type of advisor that you might see in this column is additional advisor. We use additional advisor to indicate advisors for minors, for other programs like the honors cohort, and that sort of a thing. We will also use pre-professional advisor. Those will be for students who also have advisors in the education department or perhaps a pre-med advisor. And finally, we will use temporary advisor for situations where we have somebody who's covering an advising load. For example, if you are meeting with a colleague's advisees while they're on sabbatical. One of the things that's great about this screen is that all of these columns are something that you can sort, you can filter, which you can do simply by clicking on the top of the column here. You can see if you click on this, it brings up some filters. And if we had a longer list, you could use your imagination at how useful this could be. But here I want to filter and only pull up the advisees for whom Becky is the major advisor. I can go ahead and click this box and then hit filter, and it would pull up only the students for whom she's the major advisor. Also easy to remove a filter. You simply click in there again and click remove filter. The other thing that you can do from this advisee list is you can export it to Excel. Anytime you see this symbol up here in the top corner, the sheet with the X on it, that means that it's something that you can export out to Excel. Click the button and it will export the document for you. Whatever is on the screen when you hit that export button is what will show up on your printed sheet. So if you've got any filters that are active, that's what will also show up when you export to Excel. The other thing that you can do from this record here is you can click into any of your students and it will take you right to their student profile. In our next video, Navigating Student Profiles, we'll review the information available on this page. This concludes our video on viewing Advisee lists.